So this is place value part 2. We use 10 for our place value system. It's all based on 10, so we call it base 10. And see the pattern there? The first place value is 1. The next place value is 10. The next place value is 100. Now notice how that's 1 without a 0. That's 1 with 1 0. 1 with 2 zeros. 1 with 3 zeros. You get the pattern? 1 with 4 zeros. 1 with 5 zeros. And even if you're in first grade, and this is really an advanced thing for first grade, this is more like third grade level. Do you see the pattern? You recognize the pattern for what this answer is going to be for the next place value? See if you can see the pattern. And think to yourself, what's this number going to be? Or what's it going to look like? You might not know how to say it, but what's it going to look like? Well, did you think it's 1 with 6 zeros? Because if you did, you're right, and you know what that number is? 1 with 6 zeros is 1,000,000. So there's different ways to write a number. The normal way is what they call the standard form. They call them forms. And the only reason I'm using these words is because you need to know the words that the math people use, because they put these on tests. So if anybody says, write this number in the standard form, that means the regular way. So 1,346 would be written like this. That's the regular way to write it, or the standard way. And then we can write it in what they call expanded form, and that's where you write the numbers out using their place value, what their value is. That's the 6 in the ones place, so it's just plain old 6. The ones place is always just the number. The 4 is in the tens place, so it really stands for 40. The 3 is in the hundreds place, so it really stands for 300. And this one is in the thousands place, so it stands for 1,000. So they call this the expanded form. And see how easy that is? 6, the 4 is really 40 because it's in the tens place. And just look at however many places it is, that's how many zeros you need. The 4 is here, so there's 1 place for a 0. There's 2 places for zeros after the 3. And there are 3 places to stick zeros after the 1. So that makes it really easy. And they put this on tests all the time. So it's a good thing to know. And they call it the standard form, or expanded form here. Standard, expanded. And then the word form is where you just write it in words. And you almost never have to do this, but if you ever do, it will be on a test. 1,346. That's how you say the number. So we're not learning place value just in case there's ever a question on a test about place value. There will be, and it's good to know, but place value is very important in lots of math that you're going to learn later. And some people say math is hard and they never understood it. Well, that's because they didn't learn the stuff that you have to know in the beginning in order to make everything that comes after it so much easier. And things come after place value that if you understand place value, they'll be easy for you and you'll be the one that helps everybody. One of the things that you're going to need to know place value for is adding and subtracting. Because when you have big numbers to add and subtract, you line up the place values. And if you know to line them up so the place values are all in line, it makes it so much easier than if you didn't understand that. And then you might want to go into computer science because you might want to be rich when you grow up. And if you go into computer science, they pay you a lot of money. And understanding numbers in other bases where instead of 10 for the number of digits, like for computers, they use base 2. And if you understand place value, you can switch and learn the computer science stuff way easier than the people that didn't understand place value. Now, you're going to have some assignments in the Khan Academy, and this will help you understand them. We use these are called, I don't know what we call them, manipulatives, but that's just a fancy name. But these pictures show the value of the different places. 34, that's 3 tens and 4 ones, because of the place that the number is and the value of the place. So if you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Each one of these blue ones is 10. And we have 3 of the 10s and 4 of the 1s. So this is how you like draw a picture of 34. 3 10s and 4 1s. And then we're adding 1 10 and 7 1s. So how do you add those together? Well, you add the 10s. It looks kind of obvious when you look at it this way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the big ones. And now the big ones are made up out of 10 of these little ones. And if we put these little ones together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we'll see we can make a big one out of that. And then we have 1 left over. So what are we going to get when we add these together? We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 10s and a 1. So that answer is 51. And see later when you go to learn more math, the harder stuff, and if you're in 3rd grade, you're probably already doing this. You line up the different place values. You can stack them up like this. Then, because if we had to draw a picture every single time and count the little squares, that would be kind of tedious, especially if we had great big numbers. So you learn to line them up like this, where you've got the 1s places lined up because they're like the little squares, and you know you're going to add them together. And then these are the 10s places, so those are like the blue ones that had 10 parts. If we drew this would have had 100 squares in it, because that's the hundreds place. But if you think about it, we just line them up and make sure you add the 1s to the 1s, and the 10s to the 10s, and the hundreds to the hundreds, and it's that lining them up that makes it come out right.